So, Tony Ferguson is the boogeyman of MMA. Well, not anymore, but in this video, we're going to talk about everyone versus Tony Ferguson. Why? Because this is the biggest rivalry. Alright, so first of all, we have Tony Ferguson versus the Eagle, Khabib Nurmagomedov. Well, UFC scheduled and canceled Tony Ferguson versus Khabib fight for all total 5 times. What? No, man. Everybody thought that Tony Ferguson is undefeated. He's not undefeated, but he's in 12 fight winning streak. And he's the only fighter who can defeat Khabib because of his style, because his Tony Ferguson at his prime was a different kind of beast, to be honest, right? But we all know what happened to Tony Ferguson. So what happened at the end in 2020? Both fighters were healthy, but due to COVID-19, UFC replaced Khabib with the most violent lightweight of all time, Justin Gaethje. Alright, so that brings us Tony Ferguson versus Justin Gaethje, because that fight changed the entire career of Tony Ferguson. Because Tony Ferguson took a lot of damage in this fight and he lost that fight by TKO. Alright, and Justin Gaethje is extremely good. He's the baggest motherfucker, whatever you can say about Justin Gaethje, right? So that's why I say Tony Ferguson versus Justin Gaethje fight is one of the most valuable and important fights in UFC history, in Tony Ferguson history. And that brings us to the third opponent of Tony Ferguson, which is not a fighter. Tony Ferguson himself is the biggest enemy. Seriously. Because Tony Ferguson is drinking a lot of alcohol. I mean, he's having a lot of problems, right? Family problems and a lot of things. He's not disciplined. He's not motivated. And he's struggling with his mental health. What is going on? So that's what we can say about that. Tony Ferguson is not mentally fit right now. I mean, he's a good fighter, respect as a fighter, but he's his biggest enemy, seriously. Because the way he's carrying himself, people are telling him to take retirement from UFC, but he's not doing that. Instead of that, he moved to boxing and won that boxing fight, by the way, which is controversial. Let's just not talk about this. The next enemy of Tony Ferguson is Paddy Pimblett. Well, he fought against Paddy Pimblett, he fought against Charles Oliveira, King Green, he lost against all of that. Alright, and the biggest enemy is going to be Michael Chandler, because Michael Chandler knocked out Tony Ferguson with that kick. I don't know how to do it, but it was very unique. Alright, we never saw that. This is the most iconic moment in UFC history, you can say. Tony Ferguson is fighting against everybody, including himself. What do you think about him? Let me know in comments. And if you like this video, then please subscribe to my YouTube channel. And I will see you soon.